today's ear exercise is a simple little one just designed to help you identify different types of chords. And it really is simple. But when you're listening to a piece and you're trying to determine how you might go about interpreting it, like maybe you're listening to a piece on the radio or something like that, then this can be a nice way to sort of break down what's actually happening in the hands. Now, not every piece you listen to is going to have like a straightforward pattern, but we can at least practice identifying the major patterns that you're likely to hear in a wide variety of compositions. So, first and simplest is just solid chord. It's basically just like a straightforward kind of held note. You might hear something like this, where the chords are spread between the hands, and maybe one hand is doing octaves, one hand's doing solid chords, but in both instances, they're both varieties of solid chords. Then we have broken chords. Broken chords are basically where you start from the bottom, work your way to the middle, and then to the top. And there's a lot of different types of broken chords. They could be broken, just simple like triads, or they could be 1/5/8, where you span a much larger octave range, or they could be arpeggio type chords, where it's sort of like a 1/3/5/8 pattern. Those are all different instances of broken chords, and of course you can have them in different time signatures. So a 3/4 broken chord pattern would look like this: 1 2 3 1 2 3. Whereas a 4/4 broken chord pattern would look like this: 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. A 6/8 broken chord pattern might sound something like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6, and so on. So different types of chord patterns should give you a little bit of an indication as to what's going on with the time signature. And then of course we have Alberti bass patterns. Alberti bass patterns go in a different order than broken chords, but they're very similar. So a broken chord is always moving in a wave. So it's going from, if you notice the directionality, we're going down, middle, up, down, down, middle, up, down. Whereas Alberti bass is a little bit more of this zaggy pattern, ziggy zaggy pattern, where we go from bottom to top to middle to top, bottom to top to middle to top. So there's a slight variation here, and you're likely to encounter Alberti bass patterns in classical music, but not so much in contemporary music. So let's just try a few examples, and I'm going to play some random things on the keyboard. Let's see what you can come up with here. I'm going to play right hand parts too, just to spice it up a little bit. Well, that was just a simple solid chord pattern. I had a busy right hand going on, but my left hand was just doing kind of a stable, repetitive pattern. That there is an example of an Alberti bass pattern, where we're going down, up, middle, up, down, up, middle, up, down, up, middle, up, down. Here we have just a regular broken chord pattern. Just a 1 3 5 3 1 3 5 3 pattern, where we're dividing, the chords are small in their range. We're not expanding an octave. This is a broken chord pattern of a sort. It's a much wider broken chord pattern with 1/5/8. 1/5/8 5 1/5/8 5. Here I've played through the popular opening notes of the song Hallelujah, and what we're doing is a broken chord pattern of a sort, where we're going through the arpeggio, basically 1 3 5 8 5 3 1 3 5 8. And bonus points if you can figure out what time signature this particular chord pattern is matching into. Well, we can count it out. We really hear that swaying, rocking back and forth sound, which is 6/8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a cute little piece called Funny Puppy by Anne Crosby Gaudette, and we're doing solid chords, just really fast ones. Solid, 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 solid. Each one is played completely in unison. Here we have a nice little variation of a broken chord pattern where we're breaking up the chord one by one, breaking it up. The only difference is I'm not zigzagging back and forth. I'm not moving all the way through the chord, but I'm going up, pause, going up, pause, going up, pause, going up, pause. So here we have a nice little broken chord pattern, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. And this one is in 3/4 time because we're not turning back around. Actually, technically in 3/8, but in any case, you're counting to 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Here's the last one, and this one's going to be a little bit of a sort of bonus, one type of chord pattern that we didn't talk about. Well, this is an interesting little boppy chord pattern where we're going from the bottom to the top, to the bottom to the top, bottom to the top. So it's sort of like a solid chord, except instead of pressing the chords all at the same time, we're pressing them in some type of division where the first note of the chord's played, then the bottoms, then the tops, sorry. So this is sort of like we just affectionately call it a bottom top kind of chord. And there's lots of different kinds of bottom tops. You go bop, 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 bop. Very common in polkas. You might also want to do something like this. Where bottom, top, 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 bottom, top, top, top. And that also works. As a fun bonus one to actually finally finish with today, we can do rich, robust bass chords. They're a lot like bottom tops because we're doing the bottom note and then oftentimes the top two, or the full chord. But in any case, we're going to the low bass notes and we're using that to make the whole performance much more robust. Again, the idea isn't that you perfectly figure all of these out. I think they're pretty easy overall to tell apart from each other. But just to get in the habit when you're listening to music, to try to hear certain patterns, especially patterns in the left hand, which can give you a lot of insights into the chords that are being played and an easier ability to then interpret those chords yourself.